Kev, good to catch up. Ahead of Saturday's match against Peterborough, what sort of reaction are you looking for from the players after the game last week against Northampton?
I suppose we're after the final bit, really. We thought that a lot of the performance against Northampton was good, certainly in kind of the middle part of the pitch. From an improvement point of view, from a process point of view, the lads need to make sure that when we go out against Peterborough, we're front foot, we're aggressive, we're confident and more ruthless, which would be take more care in the final third when you get an opportunity to put a ball in, take more care when your final pass might be leading to an opportunity to shoot and score. And on the other side, at the other end of the pitch, it is making sure that you're switched on, because Peterborough are a very, very dangerous team. They're good with the ball. They're particularly dangerous when you've got the ball and they win it back from you. So we need to make sure that there's never any disappointment. We react, we're ready. We try and nullify that threat as best we can and show them and show our fans what we're about.
A positive to come out of that Northampton game was the goal from a set piece. What sort of work goes in here at the training ground, both on and off the pitch, towards creating goals like that?
A huge amount. We've all got our own little jobs within those departments: attacking set plays, defensive set plays, the analysis of it, the breakdown of it, having a look at the opposition and what they do and where their strengths and weaknesses lie. There's a group effort that goes into getting all that information and then coming up with a plan to give us the best chance of being successful. And then once we've got all that and we've done all that work, we go out on the pitch and we work at it, we go through it. It's something that hopefully gets sharper and better and stronger as the season goes on, because people start to understand the timing better. They start to understand the various people who are delivering the ball. Reece Cole whips it with great pace. Ed Francis whips it with a little bit less pace. We've got other players like Woodsy that can put a good ball in that, again, is different. And so the timing differs slightly on everybody. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. So the more understanding and the more practice we get with each other, the better that timing gets. And timing is what kills when it comes to things like set plays.
So we faced Peterborough twice, only a few months ago now, in quick succession, winning 2-1 at St James Park and then losing 2-1 away. They've changed a few players like this summer already. What can you take from those games, if anything at all?
We can take a lot, because they're, what I really admire about Peterborough, what I really like about them as a club and as a team, is that they have an identity. They have a way that they play. They kind of recruit a profile of player that suits that as well, and they recruit young, and they're very active in kind of the non-league circuit, and they're looking around for those hidden gems, and they tend to get them in, and they work with them and they build them up. So although they've lost players in key positions, they've replaced them almost like for like in terms of pace out wide and at the top, footballers in the middle of the pitch. Obviously, we've got potentially 3 lads coming back who've come through the academy here, and we know all about those lads and how good they are. They're brave to play. They don't panic. They don't go away from who they are and how they do things. I really admire that process. I think the manager's been around a long time and had a huge amount of success. And that identity and that profile and the process they go through, I think, is testament to them.
Yeah. Peterborough are a team that also always seem to be around the top of the League One table, but we've shown against Rotherham already that we can compete against those sides like we did last season as well.
Yeah, we'll back ourselves to compete against everybody in the league. We know that there are certain disadvantages or advantages, depending on how you look at it, that we have when we go in against these teams. We know that most teams in this league, just the nature of League One, most teams will think that they'll have a really good chance of beating us. We're Exeter, and they've got some, was there 12 ex-Premier League teams or 8 ex-Premier League teams in this division? I mean, it's an incredibly competitive league that we're in, but we're 18 months, 2 years down the line of our own process. We've managed to keep together a good portion of the squad from last year. We've managed to add players that we believe in, and we've got some good young players coming through. So we're not intimidated or scared by these teams, but we are at our own stage of development. And the quicker that we can get to grips with these challenges that are coming, the quicker that the players can build the relationships with each other and their understanding of our tactics and the way we play, the more effective we're going to be. And we showed against Rotherham that we can be very effective, but let's be honest, they had a couple of chances that on another day could have gone in. At the same time, if we were more ruthless, the same against Northampton, we could be sat here in a slightly better position in terms of points. But that is process. That is the learning that goes off with these players. That's the beauty of what we do, and the thing that we enjoy is we're working with young men who have a chance of going on and doing bigger and better things. The difference now, I feel, is that they come to Exeter not just as a stepping stone. They come here because they can have success at this football club, playing in a way that actually appeals to a lot of players. So we're proud of the efforts that the lads have put in, and we're proud of the efforts that we've put in as a football club. But it is still a process, and you'll never not hear that from us.
You touched on it slightly just before, but Posh of 3 of our academy graduates returning to St James Park this Saturday, and Joel Randall, Jack Sparks and Archie Collins. They will know well what it's like to play at St James Park, won't they?
They will, yeah. No, I mean, they had some great times here in the Exeter shirt. First and foremost, they are really, really good people. When they turn up on Saturday, we'll smile, we'll handshake, and then we'll hope that we can beat them. And then after, I'm sure we can reminisce about the good times that they've had. But it's brilliant that these guys can kind of add so much value to this football club and then go out into the big wide world, gain experience at other football clubs. Sparks, he had an amazing season last year and had a promotion with Portsmouth. Joel and Archie obviously came very close with Peterborough. They're just top people, top players. Look forward to seeing them, but hopefully it's not their day.
Vincent Harper and Caleb Watts missed the Northampton game. Can you give any update on them and the rest of the squad?
No one's out for a significant length of time. Lads are starting to come back. I think with any luck, we'll soon have a fairly full squad to pick from, other than Yannick, who we know about. But yeah, it's getting there, I would say.
Now, there's less than a week left in the transfer window, or maybe a little bit just over that. We obviously brought in Kamari last week. Can we expect any more ins and outs?
Hopefully.
Cards close to your chest as always.
No, we're working all the time. When it comes to stuff like that, you want to be open with the fan base. You want them to know how hard we're working, but at the same time, we can't sit here and say that you're going to see this and you're going to see that, because honestly, you would not believe how many meetings, how many discussions, how many conversations with players go off, and then how often it falls apart at the last minute or doesn't work out, or somebody else comes in and offers them more money, or whatever it might be. So I'd be crazy to sit here and start telling you about what may or may not happen, because honestly, we're working exceptionally hard. We're pretty sure there will be some, 1 or 2 new players before the window closes. But yeah, it'd be amazing to let the majority of the fans come in and see what that process looks like, because it's madness.
Well, one glimpse they might get into it tonight at the Fans Forum. I know you won't be there, but Gary will be there alongside Dan Green and Lauren. How important are those events for giving the fans maybe a little taste of what it's like behind the scenes?
Well, we're literally owned by our fans. They're our owners. They're our lifeblood. They're what make this club work. So the least we can do is be as transparent as possible and have these type of fan engagement type meetings. And you want people to turn up and ask open and honest questions, and we'll give open and honest answers. You've got to know there's some things that we just can't, publicly discuss. But I think more than any club that I've ever been at, we're really very open in those things, and we do try to be open, the same as what I try to be when I sit in front of a camera now and answer your questions. But it's football's a fascinating world, and hopefully tonight you can get some insight. Greener will speak well. Lauren's brilliant at what she does, and she can give you some incredible insight into the analysis side of things and her world. And I'm sure the fans are bored of hearing from Gary now, so just keep pointing those questions towards the other two.